What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I put it up. Thanks for support. This video, though, is entitled You're Not Too Cool to Get Played. See, sometimes you get a lot of experience in life and you can peep red flags in situations, or you've seen things that happened before, but that doesn't mean you're like too cool to wind up getting played. You know, because it's part of the human experience. And what I mean by that is, you can get played by a person, and you can get played by yourself. Now, you're not too cool to get played by another person because at the end of the day, you're not in control of the games other people play. So with experience, you can start to understand people have agendas and ways that they get their agendas met, right? But to think that you've seen it all and you can see it all coming a mile away, you're gonna get hit with some slick stuff. It's just part of life. Everybody's gonna take an L. In some way, shape, form, or fashion or another. You're not going to win at everything in life. It's just not gonna happen. But when you think you're too cool, that's usually when it happens. Like, when you think you're above getting played, you know all the tricks, you played all of the games, you've seen all of the games. That's when you like, I got this. When, in my opinion, that's when you prime for the taking. It takes a thief to catch a thief, right? So what you're looking for might not be there. Prime example. You might feel like, look, nobody's ever going to be able to run this game on me ever again. So that ain't going to happen. And now you too cool, right? But here's the issue. Now everybody knows what not to do. So if they come at you from a different angle, there you go. Another thing about the human experience. Sometimes, just your own nature, just nature itself about human beings, you're going to catch people at weak moments, fragile moments, or moments where they're distracted, or moments when they're not, when they're focused on something else, and something might slip by them because they're preoccupied or they're too busy, or they're under the weather or something like that. This is how people who are opportunists, they pounce on opportunities, or what they see as opportunities. And this is why you're not too cool to get played, because ultimately you can't control every facet of life at every moment. So, and you can't control what's in the minds of other people, the hearts of other people, and their actions also. But you can't control yourself, right? And the thing about being too cool is, let's get to the part where you could play yourself. So you too cool to get played, so you wind up playing yourself. And how does that go on? Well, because you start feeling yourself to the point where you get arrogant. And some people get so arrogant that they don't even recognize themselves, and they get played by other people because you're not really being true to who you are. So now you're entering into a realm that you're really not built for. So you wind up playing yourself. You know what I'm saying? And because you want to be more than what you are, or you want to be something different. And these things are a process. You can't just wake up, put some new clothes on, and say, this is me. That ain't how it works. So sometimes you're too cool. You're not too cool to get played because you're too cool. Oh yeah, I'm going to take this direction from now on. And, when you take on a different direction, you're going to take on a persona that goes with it. And the persona doesn't fit your nature. So, and people can sense that. Are you a wolf in sheep's clothing, or are you a sheep in wolf's clothing? Right? This is what I mean by, you're not too cool. It can happen to you too. You might wind up playing yourself out of the human emotion of loneliness, right? You feeling lonely, and now you're vulnerable. And no matter how cool you see yourself as, you're not as cool when you're lonely. You're not as cool when you're vulnerable. You're not as cool when you're longing for something that you can't give to yourself. So you let your guard down. It can happen. You're not too cool to get played. Also, in a practical sense, you're not too cool to get played because you have to be open to succeed or fail. And that's the thing in life. Sometimes you're going to win some and you're going to lose some, but are you going to put yourself in a position to try? And if you put yourself in a position to try, you could get played. But you got to take a risk. It is what it is. A lot of times people are scared to take risk, and that might be a bad idea. Like, you can't be too safe to never take a chance on something. And when you feel like you're too cool to take risk, ultimately you're gonna come up on a losing end, because sometimes it's not just risk, it's just the having the guts to put yourself out there. And because some people look at risk as a gamble. Risk can also be just stepping out of your comfort zone to do something that you're trying to do. So you can step out of your comfort zone and get played, but it's worth the risk, most definitely. But some people don't see it that way, and some people avert the risk because they too cool to take a risk, to take a chance. I got everything I want, this the way I like it, and I'm never gonna take a chance. I'm never gonna shoot my shot at life in general, right? And so you kind of play yourself that way, because the regret of not trying and not seizing the moment with certain opportunities is gonna exist after the fact. Like, see, when you're too cool to take a chance, that regret is gonna sit on you. And most people can't handle regret. Most people can't deal with the idea that they gave up before they even started. So, you're not too cool to get played because, you shouldn't be too cool to try. And part of the idea of the way society is working now, if you just pack up your ball, pack your bags and pack your ball up and go home, or be a hermit, or never take a real good chance at something, then you'll never, you could you could rest on your morals and merits and say, I never got played, but you never did nothing either. So technically, you played yourself. So, because that's in some ways letting the world control you, and you not taking control of your own life. So that's for this video. I'm tired. Y'all excuse me, but we out on this. Peace.